We're a bit rusty. It's been a good 2.5 years since COVID. We haven't done it in 2.5 years, so it's been interesting. There's been a couple of glitches, but I think overall it's gone quite smoothly. We've had probably about half the field come through and collect goodie bags so far. Tomorrow is looking great for weather. Saturday, it's looking absolutely perla. Swell's a little bit up, but I think the guys are going to be able to get out there and launch safely and get out and fish. There's some good colour water, probably about 600 meters offshore. A really nice colour line. We've had obviously quite heavy rains over the last 2-3 weeks, but that's formed a nice colour line of that brown water against the deep blue as you get deeper out. So I think the guys are going to get into a couple of fish tomorrow. On Sunday, we've got a little bit of a west that's coming up, but it's still fishable. But tomorrow's the big day. Tomorrow we've got the crayfish comp, we've got big screen rugby, we've got live music, we've got a whole lot of festivities happening down here, all under the tent here at Formula Beach Hotel. Super exciting, cannot wait. Like we said, it's been 2.5 years, so we can't wait to kick this thing off.
Yes, chaps, it's great to be back, Jeepers, man. We've missed you guys, we've missed the faces. It's amazing to see you guys, and thank you so much for showing up.
Just try to get out. That's the plan.
Yeah, the plan is to try to get out.
One piece.
One piece. Yeah. Nervous, shit? Nervous.
Good evening, guys, and welcome to the first Go Fish Weekly wrap-up for 2023. Happy New Year to everyone, and hopefully tight lines for the rest of 2023 as we move into what I think is going to be a much better year for everyone, and more events on the go, guys getting out a bit more, and hopefully we've all got a bit of tin left over from December to do that. Guys, welcome. Opie, Brendan.
Happy we're nearly in the next year.
Yeah, 100%. We've got So tonight, guys, we've got a very special guest, a very special friend of myself and Brendan's and Go Fishers as a whole. He's been a supporter of ours from our very first Ponto comp, and I think we probably knew him a little bit before that. It's been a good run, Opes. I don't know whether it's been good for you, but it's definitely been good for us. We've appreciated all of the lekker cold beers we've shared in the past, and fishing stories and lekker gesels and that. And yeah, I think it's been 11, 12 years that we've been doing this. Yeah, Rian Lowe, he's one of the legends of jet ski fishing, and definitely more recently one of the legends of Ponto, which is what he's going to be talking to us about tonight. So welcome, Opie.
Thank you very much, Kirk.
So tonight we're going to be focusing, guys, on we've got our Race Tech Yamaha Jet Ski Fishing Classic coming up on from the 7th to the 12th of March. Now we've shifted it out a bit. We usually have it in Feb, and we had it towards the end of Feb, our last comp, which was in 2020, up in Pontedora, and we've shifted it now a week back, a week or 10 days back, from the 7th to the 12th of March, which as we move more into March, so we've been told the weather settles a bit, the cyclones aren't as, in February you get a lot of those tropical cyclones around that area, or off of Madagascar. That does definitely affect the fishing and the weather, and hopefully that all settles down and the fishing also comes right. But yeah, guys, I mean, the event, what are we into it now? Brendan, will this be our 12th, eh?
This will be our 12th year, yeah. So obviously we missed 2 years from the big C word. And in fact, the last event, we basically sort of just were kind of scrambled out of Ponta 2 weeks before lockdown, and then everything changed from there. So
yeah, 100%.
It's been going well. It's always been it's 12th event in Ponta. It's been this event has always been in Ponta.
Yeah, and for those of you guys that don't know, it's a jet ski only event. It's a jet ski fishing event, and it's the largest of its kind, largest jet ski fishing event in the world currently. So we hope to keep that status and hold that going forward. Opie, we haven't been to Ponto
just to cut in there. When we're talking about it being a jet ski only company, it often comes up, and it's popped up again a couple of times now. I say, why jet skis only? Can we bring our kayak? Can we bring our ski boat? And it's not about excluding anyone. It's not about exclusivity. It's about inclusivity, I guess. It's just about the uniqueness of the event. It's always been a jet skiing event. And that's just given it its flavor and its whole sort of unique feel. So it's not about leaving kayakers or ski boaters out. It's always been a jet ski only event. It was a lot of it was to grow the sport of jet ski fishing, and also to have that sort of unique tagline, and also to have that tagline of being the world's biggest. It's a nice draw card. So yeah, if you enter, you can't come on your kayak or ski boat, but if you can hook up with someone who's got a jet ski, then by all means come in and join the fun. It's it is awesome fun.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I think that just quickly touch on that. The event came about because when jet ski fishing was really kind of in its infancy. I think 2008, 2007, around there, 2006. Was really where sort of the guys were figuring out that, geez, okay, we can put a rod hold on this thing, we can get to sea with it, we can fish off of it. So 2010 came along, and we were like, listen, we've got to put the first jet ski fishing event, proper jet ski fishing event together, and that's where it all sort of started. But Opie, we haven't been to Ponto since 2020, and before obviously COVID. And I mean, the development in that area, it's just crazy. I mean, we couldn't believe it. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, Kirk, I mean, Ponta has exploded, especially during the COVID period. I mean, there's a hotel that went up like 7, 8 stories. I mean, I was there day before yesterday. It is unreal. They're actually having the opening this weekend. all over. And I mean, Joke's been to the Upside Down bar and you experienced that.
That's the only time I haven't thanked you for any beers, eh?
I think the Oaks actually saw that. So, yeah, no, Pont was actually, you know, with the star out coming in and whatever. And the fishing has been, over December, it wasn't that good, but it's getting better. We haven't seen these Chinese lately. So, yeah, and I mean, National Geographic has got they're busy doing a documentary at the moment on the sharks and the kingfish. The kingfish are actually spawning at the moment. So if you drop anything in the water at the moment, you are bound to catch a kingy. But the problem there is the sharks is taking it, you know. So that's a big problem. So just a thing there that we're going to have to keep in mind is they're going to close Pinnacles for that period of time for any fishing because of the kingies and whatever spawning and you know, trying to stop the people actually catching kingies and then the sharks comes in and take them, you know. So yeah, that is the word around. So we'll see. But yeah, I think in with the Com coming up, they should still be around. They actually stopping that, or that documentary for BBC is going to end in February. So yeah, there should be still some kingies around at that time.
Have they officially closed Pinnacles as yet, Opes, or is it still possibly coming? Or are they still talking about it?
No, good. They're still talking about it. It's not closed as yet, but they are seriously talking about it, which I think is actually a good thing. You know, close it off for that period of time. I mean, the Oaks go there, they catch like 5, 6, 8, 9, 10 kingies, and then you bring out 1 or 2. Because I mean, that's one of the 10 top dive sites for sharks in the world. I've actually got this shark bands thing that I've tried the other day, and it actually works. So, but when on the comp, I'll actually show the people how it actually works and whatever. And it's actually a shark deterrent. They use it. They use it on bottom fishing. I've tried it now on kingfish, or well, on the Pinnacles especially. I hooked up with a kingy and I dropped it down, and it actually works. It keeps the sharks away. But yeah, but let's see what's in the future. What's going to happen with the closing of Pinnacles, and that's it. That period of time.
Obviously, we'll keep the guys updated with regards to that, or whether it's going to close or not. And obviously, we got Rian there to give us an inside scoop. Sorry, Brendan, what were you going to say there?
But like you say, I mean, it is a good thing if they do it. And Pinnacles isn't the be-all and end-all of fishing at Ponta. Often guys, they all head straight to Pinnacles, and then they end up just getting taxed the whole time. So it's not a bad idea to be fishing away from Pinnacles and not sort of sitting there the whole time. Otherwise, you end up just paying taxes all day.
Yeah, 100%. Opes, from the point of view of sort of what to expect weather and fish-wise into March. As we go into March, your weather starts to calm down a bit, and the fish, and also, I mean, from what Marcus has been telling me, Marcus from Gozazul, he also said March is one of the best times to fish Ponta. You agree with that?
Yeah, definitely, Kirk. You know, we had the Dorado was supposed to be coming in big time now, and but the problem is we were getting Dorado and they were pretty small. We were getting like bonnies and that were huge. I've never seen so much big bonnies the last couple of years. But the Dorado is small. The Kuta was very quiet the last 2 months. They're actually at the moment coming in. They're also actually catching kingies from the side. So yeah, I think the fishing is actually getting a bit better. The water temperature at the moment is sitting at about 26.9, 27 degrees, which is a bit warm. The fish is a bit lazy to come onto the bite, but that is top water, you know. I think if you drop down with a sinker,
Down the hill. Okay, yeah.
letting your bait down a bit. You might get a bit more bites and you're a bit more lucky. So yeah, I think you're just gonna have to check the water temperature as well. But I think it will be much better. And also, you must remember one thing. We usually had it in February, you know, over what's this thing they call
Valentine's.
Valentine's Day. So I think the women will be happy as well now that it's actually moved along.
Yeah, 100%. I think it was costing like quite a bit to go away over that time in the past. And Oaks, from Oaks that are prepping for the event, what do you suggest from a dead bait point of view that they bring up? I know you've been getting a lot of live bait recently, but from a dead bait point of view, what would you suggest the guys start stocking up on for the comp?
Yeah, Kurt, let me tell you, there's quite a bit of liveys around at the moment. I'll show you now. We've been getting mozzies. We've been getting mozzies and mackerel. I mean, the mozzies that we're getting is pretty big, and I've been vacuum packing them and whatever. So and also we've been getting mackerel as well. So if you can get about this size of mackerel and mozzies, and the Oaks, if they go and they catch live bait and they get some small liveys about this size, I mean, don't throw them back. I mean, just put a single through them and let them swim. I mean, obviously, the liveys, I've got some, you know, my livey, Philip is diving every day, so he gives me quite a bit of info. And the liveys is, you know, slowly but surely they are moving out. I don't know. And they're getting a bit deeper and whatever. So if you can get some, well, hopefully we can get some liveys at that time. So fishing with liveys is number one. And then if you can get sardines, we got some sardines on the sardine run, and we didn't have so much luck. Maybe it was my friend Harness that had too much captain, and he didn't pack it so well. So, but yeah, I mean, if you can get some decent sards, and mackerel, and also Japmax. I mean, Japmax to rig it with your plastics and whatever. It's also a good bait. Otherwise, you know, Walla is not a good bait for Ponta. I mean, those things are more in the estuary and the harbours and whatever. We never had so much luck on Walla and Ponta. Also, half-beaks, we're battling to get half-beaks. And then the other thing is carapau. You mustn't throw away carapau. Carapau is an indigenous species of Ponta. Well, in Mozambique, actually. You go to the market and you buy carapau, it actually doesn't look so good. But as soon as you put that thing in the water, it actually swells up. And then you can put that thing in the water. Just put enough hooks in it and rig it up with a belly, chin weight, and let it go. I mean, we got some big kuta on carapau. Have a look at that as well.
Yeah. I think with the Japmax, they also look a bit like half-beaks. So if you're filming them, if you're rigging them correctly, then they can maybe look like a half-beak, and that's possibly why they're quite popular up there.
Are you putting them behind your smaller coners, Obi?
Yeah. Look. The Japmax. You know, I usually rig them with my kona. You know, and then you know, the thing is, you swim it with a kona. It just gives that extra little bit of flavor. And whatever. I mean, you can catch anything. Dorado, kuta, wahoo, sailfish, marlin, anything with a rig like that. And I mean, it's just a matter of ringing it up. If you haven't got a half big, get a Jap Mac and rig it up. They're very tough. They last. You can pull it for quite some time. And I mean, if you really, and then also another thing I want to mention is, like Tropical Dream Tackle. I've been using Tropical Dream Tackle lately, and it's been used. It's extremely well. I've been catching wahoo, dorado, marlin, sailfish, even kuta on these lures. And I don't know. I've been trying all these other fancy lures from overseas. I've got this one. It's from America. It's 3D printed. I only caught on this one a kuta, and that was that. And it's more expensive, but I must tell you now, my favorite lure is this one. Have a look at this one. It's like a needlefish. And you know where I get it from? Mr. Goosen.
I'm surprised you got a lure from him.
Yeah. Also, I mean, you can have a look at this sorcerer. The tail is bitten off in Ponta. It's also a very good lure. This Rapala, look at this one, also bitten off. All in Ponta. I mean,
but just on that,
just to reiterate here, Rian, all of this, we just for the viewers, all of this fishing that you're talking about is all been happening in Ponta. So that's what we've just been emphasizing, is there's a lot of different species to catch in Ponta. Because Rian basically fishes just out of Ponta. I'm just putting our viewers into a bit of perspective here, because you're operating out of Ponta alone.
Brendan, I didn't hear you clearly there, but what were you saying?
No, I was just saying to the viewers that, just to reiterate, that all of the fishing you're talking about is all in Ponta.
Can you call that?
It's a bit. I don't hear it probably, but fishing in Ponta.
It's for the viewers. It's fine.
It's fine.
You need to hear it.
Yeah. You heard
Okay,
that? You heard that? Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that thing. No, man. Okay.
Just on Tropical Dream Tackle, I really want to chat about these guys quickly, because not quickly, but these guys have not had too much airtime. I mean, we've obviously given them a bit of airtime in our comps and whatnot, and try to introduce the guys to their tackle. But Tropical Dream itself is a brand that was started up in Pongola by a very good angler, Kobus and his team. They are phenomenal lures, and I don't think, they're not sort of your mainstream like coners and soft plastics and that sort of thing. They're phenomenal lures, and they've been around for a while. And just from coming up to you this weekend and seeing what they've been making recently, they're just getting better and better.
Yeah, Kirk, let me tell you, Tropical Dream Tackle, it's Kobus and those actually in Pongola. They have, they've been fishing in Ponta, and they've had compounds in Ponta, Aachen and Sodwana and whatever. And, those lures work. I mean, they're fishing those lures in Sodwana, and Sodwana is not that far from Ponta. And I mean, I've been buying these lures from overseas and that. So, I mean, then I've been trying this Tropical Dream Tackle lures, and I tell you, the strike rate went up. It's phenomenal. It is just incredible. Those oaks, anybody must just get in touch with Kobus and those oaks at Tropical Dream Tackle in Pongola. Really, I'm not marketing from them or whatever, but really, those lures actually do work. You get the pink, the blue, the red and white,
green,
and then the green, the UV colors. They are excellent lures. I'd say don't go for the big ones. Go for the intermediate, smaller ones for jet skis. I mean, you don't want to. You can only fish that size of lure on a jet ski. On a boat's a bit different. I mean, really, the OSOs must get in contact with Tropical Dream Tackle and try those lures. Really, they are excellent lures. And I mean, like I say, the UV colors, the standard normal lures, the pinks, the blues.
Can you show us that? Can you show us that green, Oaks? Can you show us that green one you were chatting to us about the other day?
Yeah,
both there.
you know,
and where do you put this in your spread? Let's say you're now going to be pulling plastics. Can you explain a sort of good spread off of a jet ski? A good plastic spread, so trawling lures, whether you're using Halco, Rapala, Williamson's, and then obviously a bit of a mix of those Konas as well. What are you pulling on a jet ski if you're out there in the comp?
Listen, let me tell you one thing. On a Speed Pro, you pull a Speed Pro at about 10 k's an hour, okay, and also weather permitting or whatever it is. But then you put you're going to pull two lures on your jet ski, two Speed Pros or two Rappies or whatever. And I'd say the general rule of thumb for pulling those lures is about 10 k's an hour. For Wahoo, you can go up to 20 k's an hour. But then you're going to need to put steel on it. The other day we lost quite a lot of lures because we didn't put any steel on it. And then apparently, I spoke to you out yesterday, the Wahoo was back in Ponta again. So, but I mean, you put this on, this is a UV, this green one. I haven't got the actual lure here with me at the moment. I've actually, I'm not going to show you everything. I've got my speaker.
You showed us that lure the other day. Now you're keeping secrets here, man.
But then this one,
I'm going to get Corpus to stop. I'm going to phone Corpus tomorrow and get him to stop supplying you lures.
yeah. But anyway, this is an excellent lure. It's like a Dorado color and whatever with a blue UV inside it. They can speak to Corpus and whatever, a Tropical Dream. But this lure I'll put in Japan in the middle, a little bit further back. And at 10 k's an hour, that thing is just going to pop. We actually caught a sailfish and 2 marlin the other day on this lure. And excellent lure. Just put it in your spread in the middle at the back. You can pull it with your Speed Pros or whatever, 10 k's an hour, no problem at all. And what I'll say is put your half beak or your Chapmac, rig it up with it. So I mean, if you rig it up with like that, the flavor goes out into the water. The sailfish comes up, it smells it, hits it, and off it goes. I mean, the other day we had liveys out. The last 2 sailies we caught the other day, lately, was all on liveys, and so yeah, it's just the thing is. The flavor of the day. I mean, you can put out a dark lure, you can put out a pink lure, whatever, but and the fish will get onto the bite. But another thing I want to point out to you, there's a striker lure. This lure is it's like $80, $60 compared to
is that the rattler? Is that a rattler?
No, it's not a rattler. You get this at Lucky's. It's got a bit of a rattler, but it's like $60. And I promise you, the yellowfin has been chowing these things. Marcus bought, I think, about 200. He's selling it here in his shop here in Ponta, and he told me about them. And I bought a couple at Lucky's in Margate or whatever. And I promise you, they actually work. They don't last that long because of all you can see here with a hook chows it here on the side with the swimming and whatever. It's not going to last that long, but you're gonna catch a couple of fish on this lure. We had some Kuta getting on it, you know, and yellowfin. So, you know, you always think that these expensive lures catch more fish. You know, sometimes it's just ugly, cheap lures. You catch more fish than the more expensive lures, you know.
Yeah. Obes, can you work us through just a I'd like to sort of work through it. I want to go into like a day fishing the comp in March, and how you would, if you had the fishing that you've got now, there's a couple of kudu around, there's a couple of wahoo around, there's 1 or 2 GTs, you got a couple of billfish hanging about as well. So there's a nice array of fish around. If we've still got that come comp time, how are you setting up your day?
Okay, good. I don't know if you'll be able to see this.
Go right up close, Obes. You can hold that camera right up, or the poster right close to it, yeah.
Okay, can you see this?
And with the biggie nader on, closer. You know, like when you read a book without your glasses on. Bring it closer.
Hey. But anyway.
Yeah, cool. Okay.
All right. What I'll do is, you know, early in the morning, what I usually do is I leave Ponta, you know, then I go straight out to Atlantis. I rig up a couple of.
Where's Ponta in relation to Atlantis on this map? I think the beach is missing.
Okay, you see Ponta
there?
There
we go. Okay. Yeah.
Then you go straight out to Atlantis. Okay. What I do is I'll because it's a pretty bit it's about dark in the morning, so obviously you put darker lures out. I go for Speed Pros. I troll out to Atlantis. I go over Ponta Ledge and whatever. Ponta Ledge is close to Ponta. It's about on 15 meters of water, and then I go out to Malangan Ledge, and then I troll all the way along Malangan Ledge, you know, and then usually, but on the deeper side, and then when you get to this is Atlantis. Yeah. Atlantis. Okay. Then as soon as you get to Malangan, then if you get a showing, put a bucktail on. The bucktails I use is like 1 ounce, 1.5 ounce, 2 ounce, white. Drop it down, jig, and see. You could be lucky picking up a kingy or a carp or something like that. Obviously, as you know, you're not allowed to catch use any squiddies or whatever with a systuk and whatever. So lately we've been pretty lucky on white bucktails, and then from there on you just and if you got liveys, put a livey out while you're jigging. I mean, then you can move up towards pinnacles. But the sharks at the moment is pretty wild up there. If the sharks is at pinnacles, then Malangan is pretty safe. If the sharks at Malangan, pinnacles is pretty safe. But the other thing is if you get like a lot of skis at one place where
in one area,
catching fish, move away. Because as soon as you get a lot of catching fish, hookups, the sharks will get there and they'll try you. So stay away from all the people or whatever. It's difficult at pinnacles because there's so much fish at the moment at pinnacles. I mean, the greater barracuda is hundreds and thousands of those things up there at the moment. The normal kuta, king mackerel, is not that much at the moment. There's some nice yellowfin, like I say, big bonnies and whatever. Then you go towards pinnacles, operate in pinnacles, then go maybe shallow. That's how I work. You know, then I go shallow, and then I go to the shallow reefs. But if I catch fish, I usually stay in that area, and why move away when the fish is there? Stay where the fish is.
Hopes, just to touch on when you're starting, do you don't go for live bait then? You just trawl straight out to Atlantis and go along the ledge?
No. First of all, I go look for live bait. If there's live bait around, I catch a couple of liveys and whatever. I put them in my well, and then I'll keep them there. But then again, you must make sure that your system is working 100%. Otherwise, they're just going to die on you, and then you're going to have to use them as a dead bait anyway. If your live bait well doesn't work that well, start off with your live bait. I mean, fish eat fish. So just then go trawl with your live bait. Put one on the top and maybe one on a teardrop sinker. Drop it a bit down, a bit deeper down. And see where the fish is actually taking. I mean, some days they are a bit deeper down. It also, it depends on the water temperature. Like now at the moment, it's like 27 degrees. It's incredible, but that's on the top water. The bottom is a bit cooler now. It's a bit colder. But I'd say work your different depths of the water.
Yeah.
Now, just to chat about the actual comp itself, if guys haven't entered or they're not sure about how it all works, it is a species multiplier. So the reason one's been running over, moving around, targeting species instead of chasing the big fish is because that's the important part of this comp. The more species you can get, the higher your score runs. So if it basically, however many, whatever your point, work it on a point. So we have various colors fall into certain points. So if your fish measures within the green or it measures within the orange, it gets certain points, or within the pink, whatever it is. And then those points are added together and they are multiplied by the number of species you catch. So if you catch 4 tuna, let's say, of for argument's sake, 20 kilos, equate to 20 kilos. Let's say we're 20 points each. That's 80 points, but that's it. You stay at 80 points. And if someone catches 1 tuna of 20, a bonnie of 10 points, and a pick handle of 10, they're already going to be beating you because you're multiplying them by the number of species you catch.
Can you give us the points on that, Brendan?
The point, what do you mean?
Just on the points on that, like that caught the bonnie and the just testing the math skills there, because I could see.
My man is very quickly there. In my head, I was hoping I should. I hope that it's multiplied.
I could see the cogs were turning there. Yeah. So it's a species multiplier comp. Yeah.
And that's why Rian's talking about chasing after different species, and that's the great thing about Ponta is there's so many different species around that you can be targeting.
And the thing about the comp as well, guys, is for the folks that haven't been to the event, we've got prizes. I mean, we try to give out prizes to almost everyone that comes to the event, and we give some incredible prizes away for biggest fish in that specific species. We give ladies prizes away, we give kids prizes away. So you'll be rewarded for good fish. So obviously, the species multiplier is a very good way of you really see the anglers that put in the time on the water. That's the most important thing, is putting in the time on the water, and then obviously fishing correctly in those areas that you are fishing. But the event itself, you will take so much out of that event and learn so much from guys like Rian, like Byron Kane, our local guy there, Marcus from Goza Azul. We've got all these guys that are going to be doing some talks at some stage. Mick Clark as well. They're going to be doing some talks at some stage, or helping you out during the course of the comp. So it's not just an event, and it's so unique and different in that exact fact, is that guys come there and they don't know anyone, and they've always come to us. I mean, we've been doing this now. This is our 12th year, like we were saying. And every year, guys that come there and they've been there for the first time, they go, "Geez, like, this is so different to any other ski boat fishing event or any other fishing event I've been to." The guys actually share their knowledge of the area and their lures and you know and what they get and how they get it and whatnot. And you actually leave a better angler coming to an event like this. Even if you haven't caught a fish, you leave a better angler.
Unless you get to Fernando's on the first day and then don't get to ski on the water the whole time.
Grant Robson, yeah, we know we've got a clinic from him on what happens off the water that he'll be doing for us. Yeah.
There's a couple of questions that popped up here. Jerry?
There's a new event, Upside Down. I mean, Joost must have seen that Upside Down ball.
Yeah, Brendan's going to show us. He hasn't seen what the other establishments past that point. So we'll have to take him there next time. Yeah.
You may still put Brendan on there. I mean, Shorty was up on that thing as well. But I think the Velcro didn't hold him.
There's a couple of questions. Let's forget about that Upside Down ball now. The guys are getting serious on here. Jeremy's asking how many jet skis have entered already. We've got, I think it was 39 on the last that I counted today. In fact, what we're going to be doing, we've got a little lucky draw that was just 30 guys, which we're going to do live. We're holding that off to do it live tonight, so we'll do that just now. And then we're going to do some more prizes as the more enter as well. There we go. Grant Robson says I can tease the guys a lot for what he's watching. And Leon Hardest wants to know, ask Dara about the marlin his friend lost due to him driving over his line.
Say nothing.
Crickets. Yeah. Yo, there you go. Grant's been on the water. Grant's been coming to the event. He's been coming for probably about 6 years now, and he's launched twice. 2 days.
Grant Robson's going to hold a clinic at the event. It's quite an important one on how to gaff a speed cop. So you know, you better tune in for that one.
No problem.
So any little tips and secrets? I mean, let's talk a little bit about the drop shotting and bucktailing.
Let me answer Jeremy's question quickly because it's quite relative here. Is it all catch and release? No, it's not. Certain species you can keep, like your Kuta, Wahoo, Dorado, and your other species, jobfish, kingies, they're all catch, photo, and release. Well, what we'll do is we'll release a full list of what can be kept and what needs to be caught and released. But remember the idea behind the catch and release, as well as how we've operated this whole event from the beginning, is it's a big event. There's a lot of people on the water. We want to minimize our impact on the fish stocks while we're there. But it's not to say that you can't keep certain fish for the pan. So we've sort of managed it in a way that it I think works. And Jim will put out all of those details out, and you'll know exactly how you can go about that.
Yeah, and I think just touching on the amount of oaks that come to the event, you know, if you guys are worried about, if you've never been to the event and you're worried about, with all those oaks that are on the water and launching and that sort of thing, it's going to be a bit of a bugger up. Ponto is a massive area. There's a hell of a lot of reefs to fish. The one thing. The second thing was on the launching. At Pontadora itself, we launch about, I'd say, 70 jet skis in about 15 minutes. And everyone's out on the water. It's quite a spectacle. We've got about 18 pushers that are down there that literally push the guys, and while the guys are sitting on their jet skis on the beach, they push them into the water and hold them into the surf, and off they go. So it's quite a spectacle, guys. You know, bring the family and enjoy it. Oops, sorry, man. What were you gonna say there?
The oaks must just be careful. You know, bottom fishing. There's an oak that actually just got out of jail yesterday. I think he's been sitting in jail now since December, catching bottoms. It's a local guy. So please, if you catch a bottom or whatever, just put it back. Don't bring it to the beach or whatever. You're going to end up in trouble. And they're also checking the oaks with alcohol and whatever. No, nothing on the beach, on the skis as well. So yeah, that's just a small thing that the oaks must check out for.
Yeah, no, shot hopes, appreciate it, man.
Just, I think we are actually running a little bit out of time.
Yeah.
I think I'll just touch on what we're going to do the lucky draw just now. This is the Penn DX3 6000. The event this year is going to be at Kaikuri. So it's in previous years it's been at Kakariko. We've moved venues for a number of reasons. Unfortunately, Kakariko's restaurant burnt down, and their sort of the entertainment area is no longer there. But Kakariko Resorts, that little inner bar area is fantastic. Kirk and I were up there last week, and we had a good scope out of the resort. There's an awesome area just where we can go have the registration, and you can move downstairs, and it's all undercover as well. So we've often been caught out by the odd shower, and everyone's had to sort of scramble. Which is the nice thing about Kaikuri is there's plenty of room underneath, so no one has to be scrambling and hiding sort of under umbrellas and all sorts. And if you haven't booked in yet, there's plenty of accommodation there at Kaikuri. They've even got little spots right on the beach. Those places are beautiful. I mean, Louise took us through all of the units. There's the 2 sleepers, the 6 sleepers. They're all on the beach, and they're just onto Bay, and you can't get better than that.
Yeah, 100%.
So, guys, if you haven't booked it in yet, get cracking, because it's going to start filling up.
Yeah, and you want to do that draw, Brendan?
Yeah. So the lucky draw is for this. The
Penn
Battle DX, Penn Battle 3 DX 6000, and this is an awesome little, well, not a little reel. This is an awesome reel for spinning off the boat, off the jet ski. So this is the first 30 guys went into the draw for that, and we've got their names here. They're in Chelsea's lunchbox actually, or that evening. So I'm just gonna stick my hand in there. Where's the camera? So there we go. Just and the lucky winner is
Martin
Slabbert.
Martin Slabbert.
Martin Slabbert.
Slab,
Scroll down. So there's our winner of the first that's come out. So Slabs wins it for himself.
Martin Slabbert.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Why did you put my name in there?
No, I did. But I'll throw it out.
It will be the end for the next draw.
Opes, just quickly on those bucktails and
all the names that are in for the next draw as well. So if you've entered already and you didn't win on this, that's the great thing is the earlier you entered, the more lucky draws you'll get into. So we're going to do a few more as we get close to the event. So you'll be winning prizes before the event even starts.
Opes, just quickly, can you just touch on bucktails and drop shots? Quick. What's your outfit? What is your fishing outfit that you're using for bucktails and drop shots? The rod, the reel, braid, and size drop shots. You touched earlier 1.5 ounce, 2 ounce. I know you don't go too much over that. What colors?
1.5 ounce, 1.5 ounce, 1 ounce drop shot, white. 8,000, 6,000, 5,000 reel, medium rod, and then 50 pound leader, and then also on your drop shot, I'll go for that lemon color.
Chartreuse,
plastic. Also very light. It also depends on the current, eh? You know, you need to get down to the bottom, and then where the fish is. You know, it doesn't help you go down and the fish is midway. You know, then you actually fish missing the fish. So you must fish where the fish is. You know, so I'd say everything depends on the current. If if the current is pretty big, then you're gonna have to go for maybe a little bit heavier outfit or whatever it is, you know, just to get down to the fish and whatever. That's my opinion, you know. I mean, other oaks tend to fish different, but also you can cast downstream or whatever, and the time you actually get onto the fish, you can then you can jig up, you know. But on a bucktail, it's not that important to work it up. You know, you can always work it sideways. Even on a softy as well. That's pretty different. Like on vertical jigging, you know. That's and squiddies, which is not allowed in Ponta. That you must tell the people as well. And assist hooks. That is not allowed. If they catch you with that, you got trouble.
Yeah. And
you can't even put an assist hook on your stream. You've got to stay away from those.
Yeah.
No assist hook, nothing.
So just, guys, something that you're going to take out of this event and something that's vitally important when you're planning for Ponto is, and one thing that all the top anglers will tell you is you fish light and you get the bite. A lot of guys come to Ponto and they've got these heavy rigs, they've got heavy leaders, heavy lines, big clip swivels and all this sort of thing. And all of that gets chucked in the bin. You're wasting your money. Fish light, rather get the bite. And if you lose the fish, well, that's just the way it is. But at least you've got the bite. That's the most important thing. So what we'll do is we'll throw some information down to you guys via email, as well as put some pictures on our Facebook page and also on our group on our Race Tech Yamaha Jet Ski Fishing Classic group for all the guys, and some info, just so that you're nice and prepped when you get to the comp, and we're all on the same playing field as the rest of the guys, so you've got the best chance of putting fish on the deck. There was another thing that I was wanting to say, but talking tackle and talking tips and tactics, we've got a jet ski fishing clinic coming up at Zinkwazi in the next 2 weeks time. The exact date, Brendan, of that I have lost. Can you give us a date again? Sorry, offshore fishing clinic. Yeah. Apologies. When the jet ski.
15th to the 19th of Feb. 15th to the 19th of Feb.
15th to the 19th of Feb, guys. So offshore fishing clinic, kayaks, jet skis, and ski boats, all welcome. We've got some really, really top folks that are going to be chatting to us and that are going to be there for that week and the weekend. Mick Clark is going to be the main host of the clinic. The Codfather, he's an absolute legend of the offshore scene, together with Byron Kane, Kevin Tate, Alistair France. So all these guys are going to be chatting to us, and there's going to be a couple of other guests that are going to be coming along and chatting to you guys as well. And we're covering everything, guys, from soft plastics to hard plastics, trawling to dead baiting, live baiting. We're going to cover it all. It's a nice broad clinic, and obviously electronics as well, and it's held at Zinkwazi Lagoon River Lodge up in Zinkwazi, and we'll launch out of Zinkwazi and fish that area there. It's a really, really good time of year to go and target those big kuda and lovely snook that are around at this time of year. So join us for that clinic, guys. You can get hold of us, either myself or Brendan, via our Facebook page, or Brendan's got his number there as well. And we'd love to have you along. We've got limited spots left. I think there's maybe about 5 or 6 spots left. So get your entries in, guys. It really is a great couple of days. Lovely people, and it's going to be a good couple of days. But
it's almost like a mini comp, and you end up making mates for life.
Lekker. Opie, you're more than welcome to come down. I don't know if we can teach you anything, but you're more than welcome to come along, eh?
I'll come and have a couple of dogs with the Oaks. I'll bring some
Lovely. But Riaan, thanks so much. Opie, we really appreciate your time, man. And I know you back to back with charters generally, and you must be tired in that. But hey, we so appreciate you taking the time. But thank you very much.
No problem, Kirk. And then, just to say for those, on the beach, I'll have a tractor on the beach as well if those get stuck. I know Kevin and those oaks, they're not used to,
let
sand.
it time down. Yeah.
So I'll have a tractor there ready for them.
Lovely. Thank you, Opie. We need that. All right, Brendan, I don't know if there's anything else from your side.
I think no, but I think we'll probably over the next couple of weeks we might even try and put another one in together in next week. We're gonna probably put a few more little weekly wraps. We'll probably touch a couple of on Ponta just so guys get a bit of a feel of what's going on, what's coming up as well.
Yeah, I think we'll cover a couple of, a lot of the baits and that sort of thing that we'll cover. Maybe Byron can come on and show us one or two of his baits that he uses up in Ponta there, which is something that you can implement anywhere. It's gonna really sort of open the guys' eyes a bit to what they can do there. So, guys, thanks for tuning in.
If you haven't entered the Ponta Comp, the Race to Yamaha Jet Ski Fishing Classic, if you're on a jet ski, get that entry form. In fact,
get your entries in.
What I'll do is I'll post the entry, I'll post the link into the comments section, and then you can click through to that link and enter online. It's so easy. Even an oak like Don McKenzie, no, I'll take it back. Don McKenzie can't do it.
And we'll definitely get a couple of photos and videos from OPL. We'll get him into a couple of beers now, and we'll get a couple of photos and videos from Opes on all his top tricks and fishing tackle that he has kept out of this video. Opie, thanks very much, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Have a lovely evening.
Thanks, Brendan. Thanks, good. Stay safe.
Cheers. Bye-bye.